Hey guys, this is SoulRye333, and I finally saw the Flash movie. And yeah, that movie's a hot mess. I'm glad I saved $10. We have a $5 Tuesday at our local movie theater, so yeah, the wife and I saved $10. If this movie was a standalone film not connected to any cinematic universe, then this movie's okay. Yeah, it would have been a weird one because, of the plot line. It's not an origin movie, but it was okay. But I'd really hoped that this movie would be at least a decent bookend to Man of Steel. I really love Man of Steel, and I wish we had gotten Man of Steel 2 2 years later as they originally announced. But instead we got Batman vs. Superman, and we all know how that played out. And then we got the Joss Whedon Justice League, which was garbage. I wish we had gotten a standalone movie for each character, to gradually build up to a Justice League movie. I would have loved to have seen Ben Affleck's Batman movie. We eventually saw some, I guess, animatics for his Batman and Deathstroke fight scene, and that looked awesome. Wish we'd gotten it. People that have read his script said it would have been an amazing movie, and I believe that. Even though the execs gave BVS a standing ovation, they also said that this Flash movie was the best comic book movie of all time. No, but I believe that the Ben Affleck movie would have been something really special. But they really should have stuck with Man of Steel 2 and then given each character their own standalone movie. But we got BVS, and the studio messed with it. And then we got the Joss Whedon Justice League, and that was just butchered. And then for whatever reason, we got a Suicide Squad movie, a couple of Shazam movies, a Harley Quinn movie, and then another Suicide Squad movie. I mean, they had no direction. They had no plan. Had they followed the plan, we would have gotten a really awesome Flashpoint movie with Thomas Wayne. Why else cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne? And then we would have seen Joker, and then Aquaman fighting Wonder Woman and Superman. That would have been an awesome movie. But I guess they scrapped that idea, and eventually it was going to be a Flash Cyborg film. I mean, that would have been good too. But then they scrapped it, and then they decided to scrap all of it and give us the DCEU with Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Batgirl taking over as the Trinity. And no, that's when I checked out. That's when, no. But good thing they canceled the Batgirl movie. And then I started getting hopeful again, because then they were going to reshoot some Flash scenes with Ben Affleck returning and Henry Cavill. That gave me hope. But then I guess Black Adam didn't do well. I love that movie. But I guess that's when they decided, screw it, reboot everything. Get James Gunn, reboot everything, recast everyone, which led to more reshoots, leading to the movie we got. As for the movie we got, the opening scene was pretty good. The Batman moments were awesome. His costume sucked. I don't know what the hell that was. This toy looks better, even though the face is terrible. But his scene was cool. you know, saving Gotham and whatever. And then Flash is, his scene was just weird. Him saving CG babies and CG dogs. That scene could have played out so much better. It could have been very dramatic, very tense and scary. I mean, dude, you have a woman, a nurse, in a desperate situation, a hopeless situation, where all she can do is hold one baby as they all fall to their deaths. That is terrifying. That's horrible. And they played it like a gag. They put a baby in the microwave. Flash is eating burritos. You know, there's a dog falling. You know, you have a bunch of CG babies, and you still feel sorry for the dog, a CG dog. I mean, and they played it like a gag. And then even when he saved the day, that nurse is terrified, and it's still a gag, and it was just weird. And then Wonder Woman shows up and helps everyone, and then she disappears, and then Batman disappears. You know, and then, you know, Barry is sad, goes back in time, messes with the multiverse, and then Michael Keaton shows up. And he was fine in the movie. My issue is that that is not 89 Batman. That is someone else's take of 89 Batman. You know, if we ever want to see a proper Michael Keaton Batman, it needs to be directed by Tim Burton. I would love to see a final Tim Burton Michael Keaton Batman movie. You know, make that a trilogy. But what we saw was someone else's take on Michael Keaton's Batman. And as cool as he was, his fight sequences, I mean, it looks like the Batman warehouse scene, fight scene. It looks like a Ben Affleck CG Batman whose skin was replaced with Michael Keaton's Batman. That's what it looked like. Again, the fight sequence looked cool. It made him look awesome, but it just felt like, yeah, that's not the same Batman we grew up with. But so if we ever want to see a proper Michael Keaton Batman movie, it has to be directed by Tim Burton. You know, and I would like to see that. You know. Then we get Supergirl, and she was fine. You know, I think, whatever. I mean, it would have been cool to see her and Henry Cavill. You know, but again, this was a remnant of when they wanted to do the DCEU. So they basically kill off baby Kal-El to make her the chosen one. She was the one Zod was looking for, not Kal-El. And but at the end it didn't matter, because she dies, he dies, they're stuck in a loop, everyone dies. You see the Dark Flash, he's not even a villain, you know, he's just someone trying to fix things, getting corrupted. There is no real villain, you know, and so it just makes the whole movie pointless. And then there was like weird cameos. I guess we finally get to see Nicolas Cage as Superman. Big whoop. He's fighting a spider. And when I saw him fighting the spider, I actually laughed. Because if you know the Kevin Smith story, you know the reference. If you don't, look it up. Then we get a weird Christopher Reeve and Supergirl, you know, cameo, which, yeah, it looks cool, but I mean, the idea is cool, but the execution is just weird. Everyone in the multiverse has to stop what they're doing to look at whatever it is happening at that moment. Then you see Adam West, not even doing it, it's a still of him, with, I guess, the Cesar Romero Joker laughing in the background. You see a Jade Garrick running, but I don't even know what that is. You know, I think they just filmed it for that one scene. You have a multiverse, and you couldn't add him or John Wesley Shipp running around as other Flashes. It's just weird, man. And then what killed it for me was the very last cameo, George Clooney. So I had hoped for a decent bookend. This whole universe began with Man of Steel and ends with George Clooney. That killed it. That I was thinking of buying the movie, even though I was getting mixed feelings as I was watching it. But when I saw George Clooney, I'm like, nope, that ruins the entire movie. So my DVD collection will be Man of Steel, BVS Ultimate Edition, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then Aquaman and Wonder Woman. And that's it. And it'll just end weird with Martian Manhunter talking to Bruce Wayne, and then that weird nightmare, whatever, you know. Man, I mean, this is the movie we should have gotten, at least. Yeah. And then, I mean, that would have been cool. Yeah. And then we got this. And, you know, I think they should have just delayed the movie one last time. James Gunn should have just quickly casted everyone. And then that way, when the Flash returns to the normal time, we would have seen the new Batman, the new Superman, just basically the new actors taking their places. And that would have been a nice transition from the Snyderverse. I don't like that term anyway. The Snyderverse going to the Gunverse. And then that would have created a decent bookend and leading to the new universe. What they could have also done, they could have had the Flash emerging from the Speed Force, and Miller could have morphed into the new Flash. They could have Doctor Who'd him in his own film. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, this movie was just a mess. Yeah, it had some cool moments, but then they had a lot of moments that was just so weird. And then to finish it off with George Clooney. I like Michael Keaton as Batman, Christian Bale as Batman, Ben Affleck as Batman. I even like Val Kilmer as Batman. His movie sucked, but Val Kilmer himself in the movie was good. But George Clooney, that is like the worst Batman, and you finish it off with that as a gag. That's just terrible. Thinking that killed him. I laughed thinking about it. I mean, it's just like, wow. There is no way people cheered for that in the movie theater. That's just... Who wants a George Clooney Batman? Like, what the hell? Yeah. But, yeah, those are my thoughts. You can disagree if you like the movie. Good for you. I'm happy for you. You got to enjoy it. I enjoyed bits and pieces of it. You know, but yeah, that last shot. I can't with that last shot. And then the end credit scene just makes the whole thing weird, because we still got the Aquaman movie, and you know that's gonna flop. Nice job announcing a reboot when you still have 4 more movies to go. Shazam 2 flopped. This movie flopped. Blue Beetle is gonna flop. I have no desire to see that movie. I'll wait until it's on streaming or whatever. And Aquaman, they're announcing more reshoots. That's crazy. Whatever. I'm rambling. If you watched 15 minutes of this, man, I appreciate. I know that one guy is going to give the thumbs down. Oh well, screw you, that one guy. If you disagree and want to give you more thumbs down, that's fine too. But if you agree, cool. Hey, if you want to discuss, go ahead and chat. I never say, hey, let me know what you think. But, you know, let's have a nice discussion about this. Yeah. Thanks for watching.